Podcasting from Westminster College Studio, this is The Buzz, where we recap last week's Titan Athletics, talk about the upcoming Titan events, and hopefully provide a closer look in Titan sports. This is your host, Nate LaRiccia, and my co-host,
Nick Macdonald. What's up?
Figured that was coming. We both represent the Sports Information office here at Westminster. Nick, we have a great show today.
We do. You know what I like about this pod is the intro. It always gets me
Besides,
pumped.
What's up?
Yeah, I mean, that's my catchphrase. Hey, Nick Macdonald, what's up? But I love the intro.
Are you like Sheldon on Big Bang? Every time you say your name, you have to say what's up?
All right, so I'm coming clean. I've never seen Big Bang. Should I leave?
The door's right there to my left.
Sorry, I just never got into it. I'm not a big laugh track guy. The only TV show I like that has a laugh track is Seinfeld. But, like, I never really got into Friends, couldn't get into Big Bang, because it's like, I can be like, good morning, ha 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 ha. You know what I'm saying? That's just...
No, I'm not agreeing with anything you're saying.
All right, well,
now.
That's, hey, to each its own.
But it's interesting, though. It's like, now I respect your sense of humor.
Thank you.
Right? I mean, do I laugh at everything you say?
No.
But I respect your sense of humor. I think it's interesting, though. Like, but you never seen an episode, though.
No,
so
I never have.
I mean, you haven't even given it a shot.
Well, I'm not dogging that. I'm saying it's bad. I just don't like shows that have laugh tracks after every word you say. Like Friends, How I Met Your Mother was like that.
You don't like Friends?
I never said I did not like
you
Friends.
You implied it.
No,
do you like Friends?
Do
you have Friends?
I have Friends, yes. Have I seen a couple episodes of Friends? Yes.
Did you laugh?
I have laughed a couple times. Have I truly given it a chance? No, and maybe I should.
You should. That's your homework for next week. Just watch one. Doesn't matter what season.
Are we talking Big Bang or Friends?
Big Bang. Both, actually. You have time. Right?
I mean, with Westminster Athletics doing so great and, going to make the playoffs, I don't know if I'm going to have enough time.
Excellent transition. Let's get back on track here. That's not why this is going to be a great show. Titan Sports doing great things. PAC playoffs are already in action. The women's tennis team started off with a 9-0 quarterfinals shutout over Bethany at home last night.
Yeah, it's a great team because no matter you got obviously the number one seed can be pertained as not the best, but it's the top seed with Margot Mason, and you got Alex Marzuka. But then you go down the list: Serbati, Julia Serbati, that is Casey Barton, Sarah Small, and McKenna Robinson. All 6 of the singles players are doing so good. I know McKenna Robinson at number 6, not against Bethany, but against St. Vincent, had a very, very thrilling 3-set victory. And then you go to the doubles, and they're always doing so well. And Allison Gitson is in there as well. So I mean, this team looks like they can maybe make a run.
Now the duo of Alex Marzuka and Margot Mason, they're 9-2 at number 1 doubles this year, while first year Sarah Small and sophomore Julia Serbati are 9-1 at number 2 doubles. So, as we said, they are the 3rd seed in this year's tournament, and they will advance and play the number 2 seed, Washington Jefferson, in Washington, PA, on Friday at 4 p.m. Now, this championship this year features the implementation. Word of the day? No, it's not a tough word, but it's a word I don't use every day. But of a team championship bracket format with a quarterfinal round already went underway Tuesday and semifinal round Friday, and a 3rd place and championship match is Saturday, Nick. So, last year and since I've been here, I think since its inception, it was always a flight kind of individual more, and then you got points as the players advance, and then that kind of accumulated to the team points, which decided the team champion and the automatic bid for the NCAA. So this year is more focused on team, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I did confirm with Kevin Fenstermacher, shout out. He will never listen to this podcast, even if we pay him $100.
Mm-hmm.
But a great guy from the President's Athletic Conference. But he explained to me that because I was like, well, how are the all-conference selections nominated and chosen? He said that it's it will be based on the coaches' vote, just like similar to the other sports in the PAC. But very exciting time for Westminster. I mean, head coach Dave Hayden, what a better way to start off the tournament with a 9-0 win against Bethany. Now, I know we started off we got right into the recaps and looking forward to the preview with women's tennis. But, make sure you stick around this podcast. We talked to senior Zach Fryda of the men's soccer team, and it was a great interview, Nate.
It was a great interview. A lot of great answers, and we learned more about Zach Fryda today. We
did, and hopefully you will too. He provided great answers for the rapid fire. One is a little bit up for debate. Maybe you could decide that when you listen to the rapid fire portion, but he gave great insight on talking about how he was on the 2015 championship team and now as a freshman, and they're looking to do something very similar his last year here. So make sure you stay tuned to this podcast to check that out. Next up is the women's soccer team. They won both of their games in shutout fashion. They blanked Teal on senior night on Tuesday and shut out St. Vincent on Saturday in a thrilling way, Nick.
Yeah, well, junior Kayla Trozzi had a game winner. Now, we go back to the Waynesburg game, which was 2 weeks ago, and we actually had a little dispute with stats, but Josephine Barnhart actually was credited now with the goal. It was originally Kayla Trozzi, but now it's Josephine Barnhart. So congrats, Josie. But either way,
that was her first of her career, Nick. I don't know if you realize that.
Yeah, and it was from like 35 yards away from the right 35-yard line. Right. So it was a beautiful shot.
Yep, Kiki Korizada was credited with the assist. Nice little tap pass there. But not to interrupt, Nick.
No, well, I mean,
that's what this podcast is for, right?
Yeah, it's interrupting each other, but
pardon the interruption.
But Trozzi was there for that Waynesburg goal, regardless. She impacted in one way, and so now you go to St. Vincent, and she probably knew, they're not going to give me this goal, so now I need to get another one, and she did. It was 23 seconds left against the Bearcats, a big win, improving now. I believe it's a 6-game win streak.
I'm sure that's exactly what she was thinking. Mm-hmm. So they improved to 12-3 overall. And a perfect 5-0 in the PAC. Senior Keely Bursick was named the PAC Women's Soccer Offensive Player of the Week. Nick, talk about Bursick's performance last week.
Yeah, well, I mean, against Teal, the women's soccer team, they were a little bit slow out of the gates. But Keely, she had her first goal was it was a 42-yard free kick. We shared it on Twitter. Go follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, but. I think.
What is our Twitter handle, Nick?
WC Titans. All like one
underscore?
Word. Yeah, WC_Titans.
When did you start following us?
Probably.
Before we came in.
I've been
today?
here since August 2017. I probably started following us around maybe May of 2018.
Okay, we'll have to talk about that later.
Okay, but anyways, so Keely, she had this 42-yard free kick, upper left part of the goal, and then since then it got going. But she finished with 3 goals, 1 assist, 7 points, and 6 shots and 4 shots on goal just in one match. But she finished with PAC Offensive Player of the Week honors.
Now, out of those 12 wins for the Westminster women's soccer team, 8 of them have been shutouts. Now, you'll have to listen to, the men's soccer team has a very similar stat. Out of their 9 wins, 7 of them have been shut out. So you'll have to listen to Zach Fryda's explanation of that. He gives some great insight on that. But in case you missed it, this past week, I think it was Monday, the Titan stat of the day, hashtag the Westminster men's and women's soccer teams combined for 4 wins and allowed 0 goals last week. For the season, 15 of their 21 wins combined have been shutouts, Nick.
Yeah, great defense all around. Obviously in goal, Camille Holschka, the first year, is doing a great job. But, I mean, you got to give credit to the whole back line. I know there's Hannah Erdman, Reagan Morehouse, Jocelyn Gillette, all the girls back there. I mean, they don't get the stats on the sheet, but they obviously, with the shutout, that's all you can ask for, and they're doing a fantastic job.
The Titans will travel to Bethany on Wednesday night with a 7:30. Actually, it used to be 7:30, Nick.
It's not.
Just making sure you're paying attention.
It's 6:30.
It is 6:30.
Yeah.
Now they moved it up, so they originally were going to play on the grass field. They're playing at the turf field. So play Bethany tonight, and they will host W&J on Saturday at 3:30. Now, speaking of defensive players not having stats, Nick, let's get right into men's soccer. And Zach Fryda was named the PAC Men's Soccer Player of the Week. And soccer is interesting from a SID standpoint as far as writing releases, Nick. We could only describe so much of what we're looking at. Obviously the box score is where we get a lot of our writing and descriptions and, goals. Obviously you want to really dive into them as much as possible as long as there's a description. If you were there, obviously you have a better insight. If you weren't there, you're getting it from their SIDs and you're going points. So you basically get points for assists and goals. But tackles, I understand that would put more work on the sports information department, but if there was some way you could, and I know FIFA professional, I'm sure they keep track of all tackles. I think that would be what I'm trying to say is it's tough to know that a defender played a great game, unless you talk to head coach Gareth Dakar and ask him, and he'll give you that a good insight, or if you really just pay attention to the back line.
Well, I think a big thing to look at as far as stats for a defensive player is how many goals the opposing teams have. And we look at St. Vincent and Teal combined had 0. So, if you look on the stat sheet, Zach Fryda, 0 goals, 0 points, 0 shots, nothing. And the only thing that you can really look at as far as number-wise is the minutes he played, which he played 177 minutes last week in 2 matches. But holding 2 teams, not in just one game, but 2 teams in 2 different games, to 7 shots and only 2 shots on goal is something to be. Someone on our team should have deserved Defensive Player of the Week, and we did with Zach.
Titans will play Bethany today at 3 p.m. Nick, is that correct?
It says 4 p.m. on this sheet, but it's 3 p.m.
The sheet that no one could see, so way to give away our miscues, but actually it was changed a couple days ago. They will play Bethany tonight at 3 and then host the presidents of Washington Jefferson College on Saturday at 1 p.m. I know we spent a lot of time on this last week on the buzz.
Sorry, I was drinking water.
It wasn't the best context clues that I gave you. I just kind of pointed at you. But the Titan volleyball team still a very successful season. They're not done yet. they're still first in the PAC standings, and but they're all good things must come to an end. Their win streak they extended it to 19. The record was 18. They broke it. Record was 17, I should say. They broke it to 18 with the win against Bethany, as we stated last week, and they extended to 19 straight with the win over Waynesburg. But on Saturday, Nick, we said if you're up at 11, I know college students, you work hard, play hard,
study hard,
sleep good. Exactly, study hard. Got to add that. But we said make sure you're there. It's the price of admission is correct. It's free $99. So, and it lived up to the hype, Nick. It went back and forth. And they lost 15-13 in the 5th set, and but honestly, congratulations to both teams. And I think they're gonna see each other again.
Yeah, that was a volleyball match that was great to watch. But the players, if they listen, hopefully they do. But you think even if they didn't know about the streak, or if they did, if they feel down at all for losing, they shouldn't feel that way at all. It's quite the opposite, actually. 19 wins in a row is something to be very, very proud of. And not only personally, but for the school. You look around, people were starting to come to the games more. Washington, Jefferson, and other teams like Bethany and St. Vincent, they knew about the streak. Not only do we make noise around the college, we made noise around the conference. So, something to be very proud of. And, we lost, but we're looking ahead, and let's start another streak. That's what you got to think.
And I think one thing is, people might say, with having a winning streak, there might be a target on your back. More people, as you acknowledged about the noise or just the publicity and things like that. But at the same time, this team was picked to finish first in the PAC, and I think right off the bat, one could say, that has a target on our back from the get-go. But if you could continue to have that success and prevail and keep winning games, as the number one team picked, I think that just makes you stronger. And I think that was a blessing kind of in disguise maybe with being picked in the preseason.
Is it from the get-go or the get-go? Like, is it get-go or gecko like the lizard?
Do you get your gas at Sheetz or get-go?
I usually go to Sam's Club because I have a card and it's like 20 cents cheaper.
All the way to Boardman?
Yeah, to get gas. Yeah, I mean, it's like $3.
Do you get Chick-fil-A on your way back?
Yes. Every time I need gas, for those listeners, I always drive to Boardman. I go to Sam's Club and Chick-fil-A. It's worth the drive. So, it might be ironic because I'm wasting probably 20 miles of gas, but...
Did you know if you had a bulletin... Now, in order to get a bulletin, you have to go to church, but if you had a bulletin, you get a free sandwich at Chick-fil-A.
I mean, I did know that. I've used the bulletins before, yes.
Now, the Titans quickly got back in the win column with a 3-1 win over Grove City last night, and they will host Bethany in another PAC showdown on Thursday at 7 p.m. and will compete in the Teal Tri-Match on Friday, where they will play Hilbert College at 6:30 p.m., followed by Teal. Next is the Westminster football team. They came off a tough PAC loss at Grove City, which we talked about last week, but they couldn't have answered any better with a very convincing 49-7 win over Teal for its homecoming game. Titans improved to 4-3 overall and 4-2 in the PAC.
And you look at the game against Teal, and they started off a little bit slow. It was 14-0 at a half. It was actually 14-0 after the first, and the whole second quarter, no one scored. But then they just came out firing. Bryce Hill, Paul Anelli, the Aaron Pierce interception. So this team definitely answered back with a big spark.
Yeah, as you mentioned, they held a 49, or you're trying to allude to, they held a 49 lead in the fourth quarter before Teal scored the shutout with a late touchdown. The 42-point win margin, Nick, marked the highest for the Titans this season. Senior Bryson Paulinelli was named the PAC Special Teams Player of the Week. He returned 6 punts for 81 yards, which included a long of 26. He also caught a pair of touchdown passes. Paulinelli currently averages 14.5 yards per punt return, which is tops among PAC counterparts. Also earning a weekly award, Nick, this week was junior linebacker Garrett Bishop. He was selected to this week's D3Footballs.com Team of the Week.
Yeah, he came on firing. More of the second half, and that defense obviously held Teal to only 7 points and 0 points all the way to the end. But Bishop with 2.5 tackles for losses for 15 yards. That's a lot of tackle or loss of yards there. And then you look at the sacks. He had 1.5 sacks for 12 yards. That's basically 6 yards a sack. I mean, you think about that. If that's on one drive, you're looking at like 3rd and 25 or something. So great job by him, and hopefully that momentum's gonna swing into the W&J this week.
Yeah, they will host the nationally ranked and current day rival, Nick, Washington Jefferson College, Saturday, October 20th at 1 p.m. I think that will be the game to go to if you're not going back home. You don't have work on Saturday. I think definitely stop by Harold Berry Stadium to watch the Titans clash with the Presidents. I know the longtime rivals Geneva, and then we got Grove City. But I think especially since I've been here, I think the W&J Westminster, it's always a fun game to watch and be a part of.
And not only are the Presidents football team, but there's also other Presidents coming soccer teams. 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, right, for men's and women's soccer. So if you come out for the football game, maybe come out for the other football game, or AKA soccer.
Wrapping up the Titans sports from the previous week, both cross-country teams competed in the Oberlin Invitational on Saturday. Junior Katie Schrantz led the women's team with a time of 24:05.2, while sophomore Chase Walschmidt finished best for the Titan men, running a time of 28:34.9. Westminster is back in action Saturday, October 27th at Waynesburg University for the PAC Championships. Now we are joined by men's soccer senior Zach Fryda. Zach, thank you for joining us on this podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Zach, full honesty, did you know we had a podcast?
No.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. It's only the second time ever. But hopefully, at least the whole men's soccer team will know we have a podcast after this segment. This is The Buzz. And, Zach, the men's soccer team is off to a great start. Talk about the success so far this season.
I think it really stems from our preseason trip to Hawaii. We brought in 20-something freshmen and doubled our team size, and I think just having that big trip together at the beginning really helped us bond as a team and establish our camaraderie. And I think even when we have that many people on the team and not that many people are playing, you see them energized on the bench, really pushing on everybody that's playing, and I think that's really boosted our team morale. And I think a lot of our success stems straight from that because just from this past week, we played Teal, and we beat them 2-0, but the first half we were dead, the energy wasn't there, and then come the second half, you see our bench started screaming right off the start of the ball, and it really just boosted the energy, and really you could see a difference on the field.
How big of an effect is the bench in the game? Because, if you're all the way on the other side, you probably can't hear them. But, if you score a big goal, I'm sure all the celebrations, that's key in soccer too.
Yeah, absolutely. People don't think about it a lot, but, yeah, the bench plays a huge role on the energy on the field. Like when we beat Frostburg in overtime, Nick Arregui scored the winning goal and immediately ran over to the corner flag, and you just see the bench rush everybody on the field, and it's one of the coolest moments to ever experience.
Now, what is your favorite thing to say from the bench? I know a soccer staple is unlucky. Do you guys say unlucky a lot on the bench? Unlucky pass, unlucky dribble.
Sometimes.
You know what I mean? Okay, or is that more international? Am I thinking more FIFA?
Yeah, I think you're thinking more FIFA
okay,
there.
FIFA's a great game. Are you a big FIFA guy?
I'm not a big FIFA guy.
Not a big FIFA guy.
Nah, I'm not a huge video game guy, but when we do play video games, it's FIFA.
It's FIFA, okay.
Yeah.
Another one I hear is sir. So you could say, terrible call, sir. Or what are you looking at, sir? But as long as you say sir,
yeah,
it kind of evens out the criticism.
Yeah, you could say whatever you want as long as you say sir afterwards.
Now, out of your like we said, off to a great start, 9-3 overall with a 3-1 PAC record, right there in the thick of things. Now, PAC soccer, they only take the top 4 teams, in the tournament. I think it's very competitive league year in and year out. Now, you were here the last time they won the PAC championship in 2015, your freshman year. Do you remember a lot from that season?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Now, I remember they won over Geneva, and they upset Thomas More in the semifinals, and then they went on to beat Geneva in the championship in penalty kicks. And talk about that game and that tournament overall.
That was one of the coolest experiences of my life. I came into college. Originally, I wasn't going to play soccer, and then I came to Westminster and decided to end up playing, and wasn't expecting to get into that kind of dynamics of a team. The seniors that year really just sculpted the way I wanted to be as a player. They were such huge role models to me and the rest of the senior class, and we talk about it all the time, how we wanted to make our senior season something like how that season was. And I think we've had a lot of success just because we've tried to base the way we lead as seniors and the way we perceive our season on the way that we had our freshman year. Being in the finals for PACs and end up winning in PKs was just something that you can never it's just something I've never experienced before. It was crazy, absolutely crazy.
So, sir, my question, sir, this is this is a unique question, and it has the word unique in it, so it's very fancy. But to you, what makes soccer unique? Because when you think of sports around the world, especially in America, you got football, a lot of high scoring, clock stops. Basketball, sometimes it could be taken over by one guy, aka LeBron. But in soccer, it's a huge team sport. Clocks, for the most part, always running, and it could be a 1-0 game, yet that's a great game for the game of soccer. So to you, what makes it unique?
I think what makes soccer unique to me is the combination of both athleticism and then skill. Because one, you have to be athletic in order to be able to run up and down the field. You have to be physical on the ball. You have to be able to fight off attackers. But then again, you have to be able to implement the skill work. So foot skills here and there, being able to have a good first touch or finish a ball. So I think what makes soccer unique to me is both the combination of athleticism and skill that's required.
I kind of piggyback on that. A lot of, I think maybe the average fan or the average athletics fan in general of Titan Athletics, they look at soccer like, all right, 2-0, 1-0, 3-0. It's like, I think it's human nature as the average fan to like want a lot of scoring, a lot of back and forth. But, soccer's not that sport. But there's so many, not that type of sport, but there's so many, it's like a game within a game. There's a lot of matchups that are winning. You might not get a point or a score for that, awesome tackle or that awesome through ball unless it leads to an assist, and which obviously gives you an individual point. But there's so much. I've learned in this business. I've learned to appreciate kind of the game within the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, like you have to win as a player. From my perspective, being on the field, you have to win your individual battles. For a defender, it's my job to stop who's ever attacking, and that's my battle that I have to win. And if I can't do that, then the person behind me has to win their battle. And if the attackers win all those battles, then they can eventually go to goal. So I get it. Yeah, it's a lot of little individual games within the game.
So kind of go back to 2015 real quick. I was looking at the roster, and I think that was my third year here, second or third year, but I mean, it was such a great class. You talk about the seniors, Ethan McCarthy, Marcus Gajolio, Matt Kern, Cody Postupak, Michael Mikowski, Tyler Little at goalie. Do you keep in touch with those guys?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I actually played with Cody and Marcus this past summer, played in a summer tournament with them. They came up and played a JV game. They coach at Walsh now, so they had a JV game against our JV. I keep in touch with all of them regularly.
No, it's so hard, like I said, with the PAC competition to even make it to the finals. But then, you won it your freshman year. What would that mean to you? What would that mean to this program, to win, your freshman year and then end your collegiate career with a PAC title?
Oh, it would be phenomenal. It'd be something that we've been dreaming about doing since my freshman year. I didn't get to play a lot my freshman year, so I didn't feel like I contributed that much. Even though, I was on the bench and I made my bench presence known, I still didn't feel like I directly contributed, so I didn't actually buy a ring my freshman year, and so I've been chasing that ring ever since.
It's good motivation.
That's awesome. Out of your 9 wins this year, 7 of them have been shutouts. Mm-hmm. What do you attribute that to?
Honestly, we changed our formation this year from a 4-3-3 to a 4-4-2, and our whole mentality is to have a back line of 8, and breaking that down has been so hard for our opponents, and I think that is one reason why we've had so many shutouts. That and AJ Bove has just been phenomenal in goal this year, so got to give him credit.
I mean, this season it goes by so fast. It's going to be up in a couple weeks here, end of October already. We're already in the middle of October, so you still have 3 more PAC games, and then also 2 non-conference thrown in there. Now, one thing, I respect head coach Gareth Dakar with is he doesn't schedule gimmies just to get you wins. He schedules games that top-notch competition, nationally ranked. You already played, nationally ranked Carnegie Mellon earlier this year, and you have Case Western on next Monday. Let's talk about that level of competition, non-conference wise.
Yeah, it serves as a really big motivator. I think when we played Carnegie Mellon, we played some of the best soccer that I've ever seen come out of the Titan soccer program. That was the first time we scored on them in, I think it was something like 7-8 years. And so to have that first goal against Carnegie Mellon, like, really just set the tone for how well we're able to play as a team. And I think having these teams like Carnegie, Case, even Mount Union allows us to just go at people with nothing to lose and see what level we can play at as a team.
Now, kind of a fun question here, but do you take the award for best hair on the team?
I used to. I think I'd pass that now to Ezra Chimino. He's got some pretty luscious locks. Yeah.
So you are a biology major here at Westminster. What are your goals post-graduation?
Post-graduation, I'm going to be attending medical school at Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine, but I'm going to the Bradenton campus down in Florida. So I'll be picking up and moving to Florida after this.
Wow. It's a little warmer there. Just a little bit warmer.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you know where Arizona, or I just gave it away. You know where Nick's from?
No.
Wow.
Can you guess where I'm from?
I'm going to guess Arizona.
Yeah. That's right. How'd you know?
During his interview process, he was all about the greenery. He's like, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing snow. And what are your feelings now?
I hate it.
Yeah, it sucks.
I hate snow. I remember I was up at Jeffers and my car was stuck. It was in a, you park parallel with the lines, and it was actually the opposite. It was horizontal to them. And I couldn't move my car, and I had to get someone to move it for me. It was stuck in the snow, and my car's not made to drive in snow. And it's that right then and there I knew I can't be here for my whole life. Sorry.
Is your car only available in Arizona?
I would not be surprised. It's a Hyundai Elantra 2017. Those are
Arizona edition.
Yes, it's red, so you don't see many red ones.
Now, Zach, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about your hometown, Boardman.
Mm-hmm.
Youngstown, you went to Boardman. So did you live in Boardman? Because I know Youngstown. I know about 330. Shout out. So we're at in Youngstown.
Yeah, I'm from Boardman.
Boardman, okay. So I grew up in Austintown. No hard feelings. Kind of that was our rival back in the day, football team. But you had great success at Boardman High School. How did that prepare you for Westminster?
Athletically, I really wasn't as prepared as I thought I could have been. That's just because I got a late start into it. I didn't think I was going to play collegiate until probably second half of my senior year. Academically, I feel very well prepared, though. Yeah.
Good stuff. 330, Nick. Don't forget it. What's your area code?
480.
That's true.
480.
You know what? How I have you on my phone?
What that?
Nick, Arizona.
Yep. That's my last name, adopted last name. Just kidding, Mom.
Without further ado, I think it's time for rapid fire. Zach has no idea about this. We didn't prepare him, but that's what makes the game fun.
Unless he listened to the last pod,
which we already confirmed he didn't.
He didn't.
Yeah,
so.
I did not.
So the next guest, if you're out there, they'll probably know if they listen.
They will. All right. So Zach, how this goes? It's going to be one-word answers. It's just going to be a bunch of random things. I don't think any of these questions are Westminster related, so that makes it fun. So I don't think we have the beeping noise available. So keep it family friendly, but the questions aren't bad. I mean, one you could take depending how you feel about this certain person. But are we ready to roll?
Yeah,
Nick.
I'll go first. All right, Zach. Texting or talking?
Texting.
Favorite day of the week?
Friday.
Wait, hold on real quick. Is that because your last name's Fryda?
A little bit.
Okay. Favorite city in the U.S. besides the one you live in?
Honolulu.
Nickname your parents used to call you?
Zachariah Dobie son.
Wow. Last song you downloaded?
Ooh. I don't actually download my music.
All right, last song you listened to? If it's One Direction, you got to come out clean right now.
It's not. I don't even know what I listened. I was listening to some radio station this morning off of Spotify, but I don't know what the song was.
Titan Radio?
Yeah, it was Titan Radio.
That's what I figured. Last song you downloaded legally?
I'm going to go with probably Umbrella by Rihanna, because I haven't downloaded something legally since like 2002.
Crosswire, right? LimeWire?
Yeah, LimeWire.
Yeah.
Napster? No, I'm winning. Yeah, see, look at silence from the millennials. You never heard of Napster?
That's like the thing Justin Timberlake,
Justin Timberlake.
well, he played the guy in The Social Network with Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah.
All right. So that wasn't written down, that I just thought of that. Would you rather be able to speak every language in the world or be able to talk to animals?
Speak every language in the world.
Favorite holiday?
I like Thanksgiving.
Unless Christmas falls on a Friday.
Yeah.
Fill in the blank. Taylor Swift is...
Trash.
Ooh. That kind of hurts. I'm a big fan. But, all right, if you could travel back in time, what period would you go to?
I'd like to go back to the 90s, I think.
Favorite junk food?
I like chocolate.
Favorite childhood TV show?
Huge fan of Rocket League. Or Rocket Power.
Yeah.
Favorite season?
Fall.
Cake or pie?
Cake.
Say a word in Spanish.
Hola.
Favorite number?
28.
Have you ever worn socks with sandals?
Absolutely.
Is double dipping at a party ever acceptable?
Yes.
Yes, that's what I said too. I actually have one more. Who's your favorite soccer player?
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. Man, I was actually thinking about this. I knew he was probably going to answer that. Now, whenever I ask a fan, like someone that doesn't play soccer, they usually maybe say someone else that's like up and coming, or Ronaldo or Messi. But like whenever I ask players, they always say Ronaldo and Messi. Why is that?
I think it's just those guys are such huge like role models and just like the epitome of soccer, and you're always striving to resemble that a little bit, I think. If not Ronaldo, I would say Antoine Griezmann. He's just a cheeky player.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, Messi and Ronaldo are great.
Yeah.
But
So it's probably our fault why that wasn't exactly rapid fire. I mean, right? I mean, we had some ad-libs in there, but I think it's all about about the listeners. But I think to wrap up this quote-unquote rapid fire, Zach, what is one thing about you that not a lot of people know, but they should?
I'm a twin, and I tell a lot of people that, but some people still don't remember that. So I feel like I'm constantly telling people that I'm a twin, and they're like, "What? You never told me?" I'm like, "You've known this for 2 years." Like,
What's your twin's name?
Brian.
Did he go here?
hey,
No,
Brian.
he went to Hiram College and then transferred back home to YSU.
Gotcha. Shout out to the Gwens.
Oh, Zach, it's been fun.
It's been real fun, Zach.
It has.
How are you looking to end this season, and what are your expectations?
We got a game today against Bethany. Essentially, if we win that, knock on wood, we're in the playoffs. And then from there, anything can happen. That's what happened our freshman year. We were the 4th seed, ended up beating Thomas More and going up and winning it all. So as soon as we make playoffs, that's our first and foremost goal. But then after that, obviously to win packs. And that's what we're expecting.
Absolutely. And like I said before with the PAC competition, I think, and you kind of hit on this, is with momentum. Maybe the Carlo game, the Case Western game, maybe those games don't count in the standings and where your seedings are going to be. But that momentum leading into the PAC playoffs, is huge. Zach, thanks again for joining us. Good luck the rest of the year. We'll be pulling for you in the press box, even though we can't cheer. And thanks again, and good luck.
Thank you for having me.
Yep, thanks, Zach.
Follow Titan Athletics on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And for all things Titan Athletics, including feature stories, schedules, video, and everything in between, go to athletics.westminster.edu. Thanks for listening to The Buzz with Nate LaRiccia and
Nick Macdonald. What's up?
If you like our show and want to hear The Buzz archive shows, check out TitanRadioLive.com or, Nick, athletics.westminster.edu. Go to Inside Athletics and click on podcast. Join us next week where we recap the women's tennis PSC tournament, the Westminster W&J football game, and all the other Titans in action. And once again, Nick, I know you're waiting for this, but the special student-athlete guest will be a surprise.
Yes, surprise. I wonder who it is.
Me as well. Thanks for joining us. Thank you again to Zach Fryda of the men's soccer team. And until next time,
Go Titans.